Welcome to this live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me know where you are joining from, where you watching from. Let me know if you can hear me. Welcome to this live. Put in one corner there. So let me know as soon as you join in. Please let me know so that we can get on this live together and interesting discussion. Happy weekend from this side. Where are you watching from? Thank you for tuning in. I'd like to meet you if you are here already. Okay, we must be talking about our health. We can't overemphasize the importance of health and healthcare, self care, the need to do your medical checks, the need to see your doctor when you have a complaint. So let me know where you are joining from. It's going to be a very short one this morning from this side. It's past 9 a.m. And I want to say welcome to this live, everyone joining in. Please let me know where you are watching from. It's good to see you again. Or if you are coming across the channel for the first time, uh, kindly signify with a message in the chat. Okay, and remember to double tap on your screen. We are talking health wellness this morning. So if you are here, let me know. Have you ever been stressed? Mm. And if you have ever been stressed, what kind of stress have you experienced? Or maybe you are even experiencing some level of stress at this time. Okay. So let's get into the conversation. How do you handle stress? How do you handle stress? Stress cannot, it's not something that you can really pick as something to hold. Of course, there are stress factors, and we'll be talking about those factors. Okay, but anything that actually disturbs your equilibrium, when I say equilibrium, or your normal state of life, living, work, effectiveness, whatever it is that disturbs you as a person, because you are spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. So whatever it is that disturbs any part of you, that can be called a stress factor. Okay, and then this it differs for different people. Uh, what some people call stress, it's pleasant, enjoyable for some other people. Okay, but we need to really look at what are those things that really affect our health. Uh, what level of stress can you tolerate, and what you need to know in terms of identifying the symptoms, to identify the symptoms of a stressed individual, or that's been stressed. All right. Kindly double tap on your screen as you come in. Uh, Remember, we say the algorithm likes to know that people are finding this interesting. So please double tap on your screen and like this live. And you may have someone that you may want to join this conversation about stress. Have you ever met someone who complains a lot about feeling tired, you know, and you really check and you find out that even the individual may not be doing any extra in terms of physical work, but by the time you look at some other aspects of the life of the individual, for example, the sleep pattern, you may find out that that may just be the reason why the individual gets tired. For some other people, it may just be the fact that the individual is not eating adequately, maybe skipping meals, or not just having a good style when it comes to pattern of diets. And so the individual gets to have this feeling of tiredness frequently. For some other people, it's related to their thinking pattern. Mostly people, a lot of people are actually experiencing mental uh, illnesses, and they do not know. Okay, they do not know, and they think it's normal. But when they have opportunity, when you have opportunity to interact with a professional, whether it's a counselor, a psychologist, medical doctor, a nurse, that's when some questions will be asked, and such an individual may find out and may actually be diagnosed of a certain mental health condition. Okay, so sometimes you don't know why people do what they do. You are wondering why someone is so reactive, so insensitive, so uh, self-consumed. Sometimes it's just because there are some mental health issues with such individual. Oh, Pablo is here. Pablo said hi. Hello, Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Pablo, where are you watching from? Let me know in the chat. I do not take this for granted that you joined this live. And for the first to drop a comment, thank you for tuning in. Pablo, and everyone who is just joining in, let's know where you are joining from. Kindly double tap on your screen to like the live. You say tap on my forehead, tap on my forehead. I hope you can hear me clearly. Please let me know in the chat if I'm audible. I hope I'm not just talking to myself. Hmm. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. So we must be building our lives in such a way as to get to be productive and increasing productivity. And that's what God wants for us, that we are effective at the things that we do and the things that we need to do. All right. So, how do you handle stress? The first thing is to be able to recognize stress. Okay, but if you can't recognize it, you can't handle it properly. So, how do you handle stress? Can you identify um, stress? What are the factors that get you stressed? Pablo, let me know where you are watching from, and everyone that's joining in, welcome. Yes, welcome to the live. This is health and wellness. That's what we are talking about this morning. Please let me know where you are watching from. Remember to double tap on your screen to like the live. Have you ever been stressed? Okay. Um, Definitely, I expect that we have adults here. So if you're an adult at one point or the other in your life, you can say, oh, you experience stress. Some people it's a recurrent thing. For some other people, it's just recurrent, periodic. You know, some, for example, maybe a pregnant woman now, they feel more stressed, maybe psychologically, during pregnancy. Outside pregnancy, the woman is fine, doing great. Some people, it's work related. Some people it's just business related. Um, some people it's financial um, issues. Okay, so whatever it is that actually gets you disturbed, uh, mentally, physically, and of course, may affect your spiritual life, is a stress factor. All right. So when you begin to notice that you are not performing at the level that you used to, or you are not increasing your effectiveness in life or at what you do, then you may be experiencing stress. Some people show it by trying to do more. Some people show it by losing care for others. Some people show it by expressing anger. Some people show it by sleeplessness. Different ways by people actually show that they are stressed. Some people manifest with headaches. Okay, so people have recurrent headaches. Some people have loss of appetite. Some people even try to consume more. Okay. So different people with different manifestations, different symptoms, different signs of stress. All right. So, but you as an individual must be able to recognize what has changed. You will definitely know it that something has changed. Some people try to hide it, make it look like, oh, they can continue, they can do this, you can do that, and they think they can continue for how long are you going to continue working under stress and not break down? How long are you going to continue working under stress and not break down? Interestingly, stress can get so severe as to lead to burnout. All right. So at that time, the individual really, really needs help to recover, whether it's medical, whether it's psychological, where they are no longer able to perform and even sometimes do the basic things that they need for life. Okay. So welcome. I hope you can hear me. One of the things that I really appreciate is I appreciate the feedback that I get from the members of this community, subscribers, no matter your location, no matter your race, no matter your your profession, yes, no matter your status, you you need this information. Okay, we all need this. We all need to understand what stress is, how stress affects us, and then what are the symptoms, what are the signs of an individual that is stressed, and what are those stress factors uh, generally, and for you, what are the things that you can identify as stressors, and how can you help yourself to handle stress. You know, there's some people that do not actually need medications, but eventually they end up taking medications because the stress factor was not dealt with early enough, and then they had to get into that aspect of need for medications. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Sometimes messages are dropping, but doesn't show on the page. So I'm trying to see that it need to refresh. So let me know if you can hear me. Welcome to this live. If you are just joining in, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. How are you doing today? It's Saturday on this side, Saturday morning. Where are you watching from, and what time is it in your location? Okay, some people are typing, but it's here to reflect. But I can see Pablo's message saying hi. All right, so Pablo has led the way, has opened the ground uh, for the charts. And I know that there are some people actually that are in the evening or night period, some just waking, and then others already in the day. So let's know where you are watching from. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So what is it that gets you stressed? Having talked about a disturbance of your normal state, your equilibrium as an individual, what is it that disturbs that state? Whether spiritual, mental, physical, what is it? As I mentioned earlier, millions of people are actually uh, dealing with mental health issues that are not diagnosed. Majority are not diagnosed. And when they are diagnosed, some people do not have the opportunity for proper treatment or management, as the case may be. All right. So, and this can progress, it can worsen over time, it can get worse over time if nothing is done. Okay. So that's why sometimes some people talk about somebody having a nervous breakdown, okay, anxiety disorders, depression, panic attacks. These are some of the conditions that reflect with mental health challenges. Okay, some people even overconsume It could be engaging in alcohol intake, it may be overeating, you know. Some people, it may even be oversleeping, and some others, it is inability to sleep. So, but you need to identify that, you need to recognize and come to a point that you are stressed. Some people don't acknowledge it. You need to acknowledge that fact. You need to realize. And when it comes to realization, I'm a medical doctor, but people around you may try to define it, may try to explain it, and then people may give you different options for managing the condition. All right. However, some people, they will get to indulge more in alcohol intake, smoking, which are dangerous to the health of the individual. All right. So, but when you seek proper medical attention, when you uh, share what you are going through with the right persons, then you can be sure to receive the right diagnosis. The first thing is to get that diagnosis and be sure that this is the real state of things. Then we can talk about the approach to treatment. Please let me know if you can hear me. I hope I'm very audible. I hope I'm audible. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Am I audible? Welcome to this live. Let me know if you can hear me. Hello. So, if you can hear me, I believe you can hear me. What are the factors that you, as an individual, has identified as a stress or stress factors to you or in your life? As I was talking about the different aspects of a man, of an individual, talking about your spirit, your soul, and your body. So these different aspects can be stressed, okay? But you must have a spirit that is strong enough to handle the stresses of life or the stress of life. All right. Oh, thank you for the second like. Okimo's stresses. Good morning. Morning, Ma. Can you hear me? Okimos, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining in. Saying good morning, sir. A beautiful morning to you. I hope you can hear me clearly. I've been trying to get a feedback. I've been trying to get a feedback. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you for the feedback. Please, where are you watching from? Let me know where you are watching from. Okay, you can hear me clearly. Okay, thank you. I've been waiting for this. Right, a number of people have actually been on the live. Okay, but I've, I've not, I was not able to get. But I had to check another device to be sure that my audio is good. And thank you for the second like. Thank you, thank you, and thank you for joining in all the way from Ebonyi. How is Ebonyi State today? Okay. Hope it's not stressful there. How was your week? Hope you didn't have a stressful week. I started talking about stress, and I've shared some important points, but I'll still try to recap and delve deeper into what we are talking about this morning. Okay, and if you have any question, you can drop in the chat. Okay, I will try as much as possible to respond to your questions. You know, by the way, for those that are just tuning in or coming across the channel, I'm Dr. Soyemi. I'm a medical doctor, and sometimes I'm laughing at myself because of the enormous work, other things I have to do. But I try as much as possible to show up on this platform to upload videos that are actually beneficial for a global audience. Talk about mental health, reproductive health, management of medical disorders, disease conditions. Okay, so I'm sure you will find this community interesting. If you are yet to subscribe, I can see Okimo saying, please double tap to like and subscribe to the live stream. Yes, thank you, Okimo. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll just pin that. All right. Thank you so much for your support. All right. Thank you. All right. So I was asking how your week was. Some people even work during weekends. And of course, as medical professional, I also have that opportunity to work weekends. I call this opportunity, but sometimes it could be stressful. As a doctor, for example, when you're on the call, there are other essential workers that also need to be on duty on different days. Okay, but how do you balance between your work that could sometimes be stressful and your life generally? But really, your work is just an aspect of your life. You need to know that your work is not your life. Okay, I need to state that clearly. Your work or your job is not your life. Your career is not your life. Okay, your life is precious. It's precious to God, and it consists of that spiritual aspect of you, your soul, how you relate, your inner self, um, your mental uh, positioning, and then your physical, the body, which we pay attention to. Mostly, many people pay attention to the body and really pay little or no attention to their soul or their spirit. So you must be sure that you are well positioned on these different aspects of your life, so that you can be a more effective individual and whatever you do, whether you talk about your career, your profession, your business, um, as a leader leading others, you just need to be, because everything, I need to let you know that there are so many things that are ready to make you be less than who you really are. Okay, and you must recognize those things. Those are the stress factors, and learn to handle them, learn to deal with them. There are times that you just need to uh, isolate, the times that you need to separate. The fact is that you don't have to talk to everybody every time. You don't have to respond to everything. That's why some people feel stressed. I've seen people, I've had opportunity to interact with customer care service um, agents, you know, and sometimes they come with different symptoms. And of course, there's the stress factor. So they talk about how they need to respond to calls, queries, questions, complaints from customers. And such a job should definitely be on a shift basis, definitely. But there are situations where the number of staff available to handle such complaints is not just enough to handle the demands of the customers or clients. So you can imagine how many hours such an individual can rest, and when they are trying to rest, because there's normally a diurnal variation when it comes to sleep pattern. That this day now, for example, we are in the morning in Nigeria. Okay, your body naturally wants to be awake and active. Okay, but at night, that's why it's just natural that your body feels like resting. You feel sleepy because there are hormones, your brain, there's a connection that helps you to move into that mode. And that's God's provision for us to recover, to repair, to re energize. That's why God has made that provision. Even God Himself rested after all the work. So He has made that provision for us to rest. And if you don't rest, in fact, your body may force you to rest. That's where some people eventually get admitted into the hospital because they fail to do the needful before it became a bad condition. All right. So thank you, Okimos. I can see your message. Say, God bless you, sir. You are doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I believe, Okimo, you are subscribed, but it's been a while. It's been a while. I saw you on the live, or maybe you've been there, but you never dropped a message before now. It's been a while, and then I'm not sure if you are subscribed still. One thing that we need to do for everyone that is watching, when you double tap on your screen, it helps the algorithm, the system to know that, oh, this live is something interesting that others need to know, others needs to participate in. Okay. And you can also look for the subscribe button. Yes, look for the subscribe button, subscribe, and then click on all notifications. That's the way to actually get notified, because sometimes I'm wondering why I'm not seeing getting notifications of uploads, videos from some people, some channels, when they are live. Okay. But I've had to check and see that sometimes what the system puts there is personalized notifications, and that is not all notifications. Okay, you personalize it, the basic um, arrangement for receiving notifications. But when you click on all notifications, that way you can be sure to get notified when I come up live, notified when I upload a new video, notified when I upload a short, notified when I put up a post in the community. So I want to uh, invite you. Okay, if you have not joined the community, remember to subscribe. And then, if you're a member of the community, you can look for that notification button, click on it, and click all notifications. When you tap on it, it's the first on the list. You will get that system recognizing you for that. All right. So, okay, Mos, thank you for the love. Thank you for the heart. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So, I was talking about the experiences of some people at work. Sometimes I celebrate people that have their own personal space, work, business, able to determine the time that they do things. Okay, it's flexible. Okay, and if you have a job or a career that is that flexible, I think you should be grateful to God for that, and you should maximize that opportunity, because that's one opportunity to live a healthy life. Okay, some people don't have that opportunity, they don't have that privilege to do the needful things for a healthy life. Okay. Dustin Ray, wow, good to have you here. Dustin, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to this live. And hello, good morning. Good morning from this side. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Where are you watching from? Okay, like I said, this is going to be a very short session. Hopefully, we um, continue in this conversation, but I'll just give you the very important points before we close. So, Dustin Ray, thank you for tuning in, and let me know where you are watching from. Let's know where you are watching from. Let's know where you are watching from and what time it is in your location. So, people have different questions about stress. And remember to double tap on your screen to like the live. Thank you, Kimo. Are you spending the word spending or spreading? You mean? Kimo is welcoming you, saying, "Hi, Dustin Ray." And then Dustin says, "Are you spending the word? Or you mean, am I spreading the word?" Okay. Okay, then welcome to the live stream. Yes, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for the third like. I can see it. That's the way it is. It's quite encouraging to get the feedback. Some people sometimes ask me, but you're monetized, your channel is monetized, this channel is monetized. Yes, it is, but not fully monetized. Okay, but you can still use on the YPP, that's the YouTube Partnership Program, is there, and the benefits are there. Okay, so we need to engage more, and the more we engage, the more we grow as a community. Next month will be 4 years that I've been uploading videos on YouTube. I mean, so interesting, and the passion is still there. We need to step up. Okay, and sometimes I really wish I can show up more than I do. All right, so just pardon me that I'm not showing up as much as you may want, but when I have opportunity to show up like this, I try to give you value for the time, because I do not take your time for granted. So Kimo says, "Welcome to the live stream." Yes. Okay, you think it means spreading the word? Yes, yes, spreading. Mhm. Yes. Okay. So it seems Saturday, Sunday, those are good days for live streaming. I'm sure there are other days in the week I may just come up impromptu, but it seems weekend is a good time for most people. Understanding, you need to understand the psychological aspects. I said earlier that a lot of people are dealing with mental health issues, but they do not know. And for those that know, no form of treatment. Okay, so but what are the things that can actually affect an individual's life, become a stress? Normally, for example, pregnancy is a physiological change. It's something good, something uh, beneficial, something positive. Talks about one way to grow a family and multiply, and for generational continuity. Now, the fact is that for some people, becoming pregnant may actually be a stress. Yes, if you're a woman, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's something different, especially if you are getting pregnant for the first time. It's something new. It's something that makes you feel different. That's why there are early symptoms or signs of pregnancy, and the individual, it even varies for individuals. Okay, early morning vomiting, nausea, burning sensation in the chest, ulcer, you know, pain in the abdomen. You can talk about different symptoms, feelings that an individual, a woman may get when they become pregnant. But it can become so stressful, for example, where there's no support. For example, if there's no husband or any other kind of support around such a woman, family support, friend support. There are psychological changes, apart from the physical changes, like emotional changes that happen around pregnancy. So that can affect a woman so much, and to tilt them, to the anxiety mode. Some people may even become depressed. So that's a major one. Uh, Even childbirth is another one. All right. So if a woman does not have the necessary support as such in such moments, at such a period, they will definitely uh, have uh, some disturbances in their personality, and they may have even physical symptoms. All right. So let's talk about work. I've talked about that a lot. You cannot do everything. You are not the only one. I mean, you must recognize when to say no. You must know who to say yes to, know who to say no to. I mean, you cannot, in quotes, yourself. They say you cannot buy yourself. That's the language. Okay, so you must take responsibility. You must uh, be involved in your own life enough. You must love yourself enough to want to preserve yourself. Of course, your life is in God's hand, but you have a responsibility as an individual to do the needful in caring for your body, caring for your soul, and caring for your spirit. Okay, Mo, are you still there? And then Dustin, I hope you are still there. All right. So work can be, there are some environments people work in that Just feel comfortable and they enjoy that environment. But for some others, their jobs could be so demanding, could be very stressful. I mean, very, very stressful, that they even have to excuse themselves from work. So when that is happening, we need to check around such an individual, that work environment. Is it that the physical demand or the mental demands on such an individual, it's more than what they should be receiving? Okay, so those are the things to note. And you, as an individual, you are responsible for your own health, first of all. Okay, you cannot afford to break down. There are so many things, so many people that depend on you, and you must be doing yourself good enough to make yourself strong and available for them. Okay, okay, lastly, I'll just share on some other factors that may be stress factors, financial factor. Okay, so rather than thinking or worrying about the money, in quotes, that you seem not to have now or enough. Sometimes money is not enough for people, but the fact is that you can have access to more, and there are various ways that you can do that legitimately. And you need to engage in productive thinking for you to experience that, because the ideas will come. God can put some things in your heart to do, to generate funds for yourself. God can lead you to places, to things, to people that you need to connect with to access um, other streams of income. So rather than being stressed about, oh, you don't have money, you don't have money, I need more money, you need more money. What about engaging in thoughts, engaging in studies, research, things that can help you to build wealth, investments that you can do to build and grow wealth? Okay, of course, wealth is more than money, but that is just one part of it where we talk about financial capacity. So some people are worried, anxious, they are stressed. Some people are even trying to do more. So it is not really about doing more physical work, it is about being wise and taking wise steps to do what will bring the results that you need. I'm going to stop there, take a break from here this morning. I'm sure somebody that has been part of this has found this very useful, but you can go over to watch the replay once it's available on the channel. And then for those that may be watching, joining in newly, you can actually watch from the beginning. And if you have any question, you can drop in the chat. If you have any comments, is this something that resonates with you, then let me know in the chat or in the comments box, as the case may be. So thank you for tuning in. Watch out for new videos, watch out for posts in the community, and let's keep engaging. I want you to stay healthy and keeping fit. Okimo, thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for participating. And Dustin Ray, was glad. It was good to have you join us. I wish you a pleasant day. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you again soon. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.